Hello friends, welcome back to Laravel 9 tutorial. Actually we are discussing about Laravel various topics like controller, models, view, migration and eloquent relations. All the things basically you have done the basic things. In this video actually we are going to create a CRUD application, right? So I will create a form and I will add some data into the database, and I will show the list and I can edit, update all the things. So let's create a Laravel project. Actually I will show you from very scratch. So I will create a project, and I will create a project through Composer, and let's use create project. This is actually the command Laravel/Laravel, and suppose my project name is Lara9 CRUD. Okay, so this is my application name. Let's enter. Actually it will install the Laravel 9, that is Laravel 9. You can see there is Laravel 9 installing. It may take a little bit time. After install we can see my project directory. Okay, so let's wait. So installation is done. Now application key set successfully. Okay, now just go to the new created application, cd and Lara9 CRUD. Okay, so this is my application name, and I will use Visual Studio Code to edit my application. So simply use code. Okay, so to open Visual Studio Code we need to use that. So actually it will open this Laravel 9 CRUD directory, right? So application successful, and if you just check, this is my Laravel project directory and this is all the folder. I already discussed about Laravel files folders. I will not going to discover that things in this video. And now I just going to create a first. I need to configure the environment, or I need to configure the database. So just go here, this is the .ini file, and here actually I will use the MySQL. So DB connection set successfully. Now this is my Laravel database. So here I just going to create a Lara9 CRUD. This is my database name. I just going to add the same name of application and the database name, and this is my password of database, right? So database connection is done. Now let's create a database, that is Laravel 9 CRUD. So just go here, localhost php myadmin, and let's create the database first. So just go here and let's create a database, Laravel 9 CRUD. Okay, so database is created. Now you can see there is no table found inside my database. So to create a table we have a migration facility in Laravel 9. By default Laravel provides some migrations there is create user table, create password table, failed job, personal access token. Okay, so there are few, and I will create my own. Suppose I am going to create application of student, right? So I will create a student, I will add or insert, edit and delete, and finally I will list. Okay, so this operation will do. Now let's check how our application is running. So I just going to create a open tab and just running the PHP artisan sub, so that my application will continue to run. So just go to this URL and let's open this, and you can see this Laravel 9.18 is installed into my application, right? And one thing I forgot to explain, to install Laravel 9 actually you need your PHP version more than 8, right? So just check my PHP version, PHP -v. So you can see my PHP version is more than 8. It's 8.0 point something 14, right? So that's the reason I can install. So in your system if you have PHP version less than 8, you will not able to install Laravel 9. All right, now let's clear this, and I want to create a student controller first, and I will actually create a student CRUD application. So simply I will use the artisan command, php artisan make controller, and suppose my controller name is student controller. Okay, so student controller is added. So if you just go to the app http controller section, you will get the student controller. Okay, so this is the student controller added, and I don't environment, I just removing this, and I need to call the student controller function from web.php. so just go to the routes, and this is web.php. so actually I am opening those files which I need to develop this CRUD application. And to interact with the database, I need to add and to create a model. So simply let's create a model with php artisan command, php artisan make model. Suppose my model name is student. Also I need a table for the student, so I will create a migration. So -m to create a migration. So model created successfully and created migration. Good. Now just see what actually created inside my directory. So just go to the model and you can see the student model, and if you just go to the database, you will find a new migration is added, that is create student table. Right, now here I need some columns to create a student table. So simply just create a table. Basically I need a student name, so simply this will be the string type field. So simply write a string, and let's use the name, and also I need some email. Also this is a string, so simply write email, and let's use table, and I just going to add a phone. Suppose I'm taking a phone because sometimes you may send your phone number with your STD code or your country code, so that time it may conflict. So I just writing here student phone as string. Okay, and I need some address of the student, so address may have a large string, so I just taking this as a text type data, and here I just creating a column with the name, that's address. Okay, so student table migration is created. Now let's migrate and let's see what appearing into my Laravel 9 CRUD application. So to migrate we need to use php artisan migrate. Okay, so it will migrate. So you can see migration table created. So this table actually I created and migrated, others are the default migration. So when you start your migration, actually this will migrate along with that. Okay, so now just go and see the structure. You can see there are the default tables, and this table actually I created. So just go to the browse, and you can see the name, email, phone, address, and this is the created and updated at and ID. Actually created at and updated created using this, and this is the ID. Actually this is the primary key, and the timestamps responsible to create these two columns. Right, so this is the Laravel default things. I will not discuss about many on that things, I already discussed in my previous video. So if you want to see the topic wise tutorial, you can see from my playlist, and the links are provided in the description section. Okay, also I discussed about the new upgrades in Laravel 9. So this is for those person who have basic knowledge in Laravel previous version and want to move Laravel 9, so they can see my Laravel 9 upgrades tutorial. Okay, so new features I discussed on that tutorial series, and also that links are provided in the description section. Okay, so let's enter some data into this student table so that I can create a list and I can display something in the list. Suppose I am going to create a list first, and I will use the add, edit, delete button there. Now just I am inserting from manually for this now. So suppose my student name is John, and john@email.com. Let's say his phone number is this, and address is John's address. Okay, now let's save, and one record is inserted. Now we can get record through the eloquent relations. So I have a student model, so using this student model we will do the database operation, and we'll call all the things from the student controller. So I don't need this migration, so let's close this. So first of all, student controller need to know which model we are going to use. That the reason actually I am using the app models into this student controller, so that student controller can understand which model actually I'm going to connect. Okay, so just using the app model student, now student controller can access this student model. Okay, so let's create a basic function, public function index or list, you can say whatever. So I'm just adding the index function, and by this function I am going to fetch the all records from the students. I want to display a list. Alright, so simply we have a student model, so let's call this model, so simply write student. I have to get all the records, so just I am getting all the records here, and let's take a variable that is data. Okay, and finally let's return the variable, the return $data. Okay, so now my next task is going to call this function from web.php, and also web.php should know which controller I am going to call. So simply just register the student controller from web.php. So I'm simply write app http controllers and the controller class name. So this is my class name, student controller. Now student controller is known to web.php. So let's create a basic route. So I'm creating the get route, and here I just going to use list. List. Okay, and you can say more specifically, so student list, and let's call the student controller, then class, and then the method's name which actually I'm going to call. So simply write index and let's paste here. Okay, and my server is already running, so just checking my terminal, so already running, so no problem on that. Just go to the link and let's call this. Let's see whatever we are getting or not. So we are getting the records from the controller, so we can see here. So I need to create a list file so that we can get the output as a list, right? So here actually we are returning data. Instead of returning data, I just going to create a function, I just going to create, or I just going to call a view file. So simply write return and view and student list. Okay, so this is my blade file name, and I want to pass the data to the student list file. So simply using compact we can pass this. So simply just write here compact data, right? And now just go to the view and let's call this student list file. This is actually the view file, and just go to the resource. So if you have a resource, views, and let's create a student list dot blade dot php. Okay, so list are created and we are calling from here. I don't need model for now, so I just removing this and just use the HTML boiler template, and here write student list. Okay, so let's see it's appearing or not. So just refresh. So we are getting student list. Actually we are adding these things into the title. Alright, now I just going to use the bootstrap, so that I need to install the bootstrap here. So bootstrap CDN actually. So get bootstrap, this is the website, and just click on this. So just go to here and include the CDN. So I need the CSS only, so I just include this CSS into here. Okay, so bootstrap is added, that is the bootstrap main.css, right? Now I just going to call this bootstrap classes to maintain a design. So simply just inside the body I just going to call the container class. So simply write container class. Okay, and inside here I just going to call the row class, and inside the row class suppose I am using the column MD class, so simply write column MD12. Okay, so it will actually expand the full page, column MD12. Okay, and inside here suppose I am just going to create a h2 tag, and inside the h2 tag I just going to write student list. Okay, and now we can get a student list as an output. Okay, that's great, it's look nice. I will set some styling also, so just go here and simply write style, and I just going to set margin from the top, suppose 20 px. Okay, that will be good. Okay, now I have a data, so I can call the data, or I can get the data from student list. So actually I want to see the list of student data, so I need a table. So simply let's use the table, and here just use the table class. Okay, so simply write class table and close the table, and here actually I need the table header and table data. So simply use t head, and inside that t head will actually create all the heading, and inside that t body will create all the body, right? Means all the data will be print here, and inside that th, and suppose here I just going to create a tr table row, and inside the table row I will just create the heading part, right? So just include th. So first of all I need the hash, right? Means I want to create a serial number, so I just using the hash here, not $hash, and here simply just copy these, and I have a name, email, phone, address. So write here name, email, phone, and finally I have an address. So I just going to print that thing. So simply just go here. So lists are gradually appearing, right? So I need to get the data from here. Now we have a data that is inside the data. Now just go inside the table body, and let's create suppose just to write here for each loop. So for each, and here just write inside the for each I just going to call the data as student data, or simply it's 2. Okay, so short form, and inside here I will just create a t row, table row, and I will use the table data here. So td table data. Okay, and let's print the data. So first thing is the id, and after that we need to fetch the data from the table. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so for serial number, suppose I am just taking 1 now for now, and I'm just going to print the name. Okay, so $stu and arrow name, simply copy that things. So we'll have email, again just paste this, and again paste this. The last one is address, and this one is the phone. Okay, and I correctly closing the for each loop. Okay, no problem. So now just go here and let's see the data. Okay, so for now I am using the static data here. So if I just going to make it dynamic, means I want to make this data dynamic. So simply I just going to open a PHP tag. So simply write PHP, and inside the end PHP I just going to declare the I is the incrementing operator. So simply write $I, and I'm initializing just I equal to 1, and let's print here. Okay, so $I. Okay, and I have to increment, so I am incrementing here also, right? So simply we'll get the same output, and if you have multiple records it will run automatically. So this is the basic concept. Okay, so the list part is complete. Now I need to add some buttons, like we'll add some data from the student list, we'll do edit or delete operation, right? So I need another column like action. Okay, so here actually we will have the edit and delete section. So just go here and initially I just writing simply edit delete. I will implement later, means in this video, but after implementing the add operation. Okay, so just refresh. Okay, basically this will be the link, right? So when you click on the edit, it will open the edit page, and when you click on the delete, it will delete this record. Right now I just going to create a add button here. So how we going to do this? So simply just go here after the student list, means before starting the table. Here simply I just writing any anchor tag, right? So simply just write div, and let's close the div, and suppose I just write anchor tag, suppose A, and let's use the href. For now I have a hash, actually we are not created, and then finally write add. Okay, so I think a link will appear. Okay, so these are the link appear. So little design these things. So simply I just use this thing inside here, just create some style, and just go to the margin right, style margin right, and let's use the 10px. Okay, not happening anything. So just go here and let's see. So just inspect this and simply write float right. Okay, that's good. Means if I just use this this css, it will go move to the right section. Okay, so good. Let's create a link for this add. So simply just go to the route, and let's create a link, and it will be also the get query. Suppose this is the add student. Okay, add student, and here I just going to create a function. Suppose my function name is add student, right? So I want to create this function. So simply write public function add student, and here simply return something, return from add student. Okay, so let's see. So just use this URL. So this is the route. So just go here and simply just call this. So inside the href tag, so just use this right here URL, and let's add the add student. Right, these are good. Now just refresh, and if you click on add student, it's from add student, means we are from here. Now I just going to create a simple add from page. So simply just return view, and I just calling add student. So this is my view, and now just go to resource view section. So, and let's create a new file, add student .blade.php, and let's write here add student. So just go here and refresh, add student is appearing, means that is good. Now here I will just use the simple bootstrap class also. So simply just copy the bootstrap css, and here also write the bootstrap classes to add from. So simply just here write inside the body tag, just write h2 tag, and here just write add student h2, and let's see. Yes, these are appearing, but it's not looking good. I just going to copy this section. Okay, so just copy that, and this is the add student part, and let's go close all the divs. So simply close, and one more div. Okay, these are the good, and now just use. So we are getting the add student here. Now I just going to create a from. So simply let's create a from, and here inside the from we will post some data. So I need some method to add some data, and I need action where actually I need to call. So for this also I need to create one route, and this will be obviously the post route. So simply write here URL and save student. Good. Now in Laravel we need to use CSRF token. So that's a reason actually we need to pass in every form, we need to pass a CSRF token and just add the CSRF. So in this way actually it will add into your application forms. And simply just create some labels. So simply first we have to create a methods or create a route into here. So simply just create a route, and actually we are using the post, so that's the reason actually we need to use as a post. So simply write here post, and here my URL is save student. So we need to call the same things here, and instead of add just create a save. Okay, and let's create a function into here like save student. Okay, so simply write public function save student. Great. And the thing is here we are passing some data to save the data, so we are getting some request. Okay, request $request QUEST. Okay, that's good. Now just come back again and let's create a label. So suppose I just going to create first a name, right? So simply just here write some class. I will use bootstrap class, that is MD3. This is the class. Inside the MD3 class I just going to create a label. So from label, this is my class actually, and this actually not label, this actually, and this actually not div, this is label. So write here label and copy here also, and this will be the name. Okay, so first thing is name, and I need to create another things. I need to create input. So input type text, and here I need to use the from controllers to get it more beautifully, and let's use the name equal to name. I just want to add some attribute as placeholder. Just write enter name, right? Anything so we can write here, and let's see how it's appearing. So now just refresh this, we are getting name, enter name. Okay, so this design actually we are getting as we are using the bootstrap, right? Easily we are getting. Now all are done actually. So now just create these things multiple times. So for email, for phone, and for the text area, that is the address, right? So name, email, and right here enter email, and the name obviously will be changed, and input type right here email, and then phone, and here just change it to phone, and here write enter phone, and right here enter address, and this time it will be actually the text area. So simply instead of input, so simply just write text area, txt text area. Okay, and just close the text area, so I don't need to write any placeholder here, or if I write any placeholder no problem, and simply close the text area. Okay, so let's see how it's appearing. So we are getting name, phone, address, and name, name, email will be there. So name, after name actually this will be the email, and here also write email, and address is good, and let's copy this and paste here for phone. Okay, so simply write here phone, and here write enter phone and phone. Here it is email, so right here email. Okay, so I think these are good now. So name, email, phone, address, and this name is not needed, the last one. Okay, actually I needed here two buttons, one is submit and one is back. Okay, so if I just going to back to the previous page, so we need some link and I need some button to submit this page, so simply just add this. So here after the div just add button, and the button type is submit type button, and suppose I am adding the class is btn, and I need a green type button, so I have a class, so button primary, so this will actually appear as a green button. It looks great, and let's use save or submit, no problem, and just close the button. Okay, so let's see. Yes, a nice button is appear, and I just going to use some beer here simply so that it will keep some space. And also I need a link to back to the main menu, so that we can write here anchor tag a, and let's use href. Currently we not created, so href, and here I just going to write going to close the anchor tag, and I will use some classes also. So class button primary, so simply here just write class button danger, so that it will get a red type button. So just see, it's not getting, so actually here we will need to write back. Okay, submit and back, that's good. Now where actually I will going to back means I actually, when you click on that page, I actually going to back into the list page, right, student list. So we need to back in this link student list, so simply we can call this from here. So just write here URL and here write student list. Right now if I just back, then here, then if I just add, then we are getting here. Right, so let's make this link also make good. So instead of that things, so just go to the student list and add the bootstrap class and just use primary, it will also look good. Okay, so add back. Okay, add student. Great. Now just focus on the function. So now if I just submit this page, it will going to save student, as we are using the form that is save student. Actually it's calling the save student function and it's getting from here. So now I just going to print all the things. So simply whenever we are requesting anything, we will get from here. So let's print whatever we are getting. Let's see. So simply write request all function. dd is the die and definition. Actually it will print all the data and after the die. So let's refresh, we will get nothing, as all are null. Name, email, phone number. So where is the address? Address is not getting, I think there is a problem. So name, email, phone, and sorry, here actually I mistakenly write here address. Sorry, it should be address. So just go here and just suppose the name is Arathi and email is arathi@email.com. sorry, .com, and phone some random number, address test address. Okay, so let's submit this. So we are getting all the things from the controller. Okay, so let's save this. So first of all, let's create some variable, that is name equal to $request name, and in the same way just copy and paste all the things. So first of all we are getting name, email, then a phone and address. So just copy phone and address. Okay, So just right here. So all are getting. Now just go to the database and save this. So I will save with the eloquent query. So we have a student model. So simply I just going to create a model. So right here $stew equal to new student. Okay, now just save this data. So $stew name equal to the name which actually we saved into the request, from the request, and here where stew email equal to $email. Actually this is the name of the column which actually have in the database, and this is the variable we are taking from the request. Okay, that's good. Now stew phone phone equal to $phone and $stew address equal to $address. Okay, that's good. All are done. Now just save this. So simply just stew save. Okay, and all are done. Now just redirecting back to the previous page. So simply return and then redirect. So right here redirect, and I just going to back to the page, means I just going to react with the add page also, and when back I will just return with the success message. So simply let's use the with, and I just going to say a success message succ success, and here write student added successfully. Right, and I do print that success message into the add student page. So simply just go to the add student page, and let's see here the success message. So simply here just write if session exists, means if session session has the value, actually the session name is success. If session has this success, then only I can print the success message. So simply close the end if first, end if, and inside a proper div I can write here. So simply just write here dot alert, and here just write a green type of alert. So simply write alert success. Okay, and here simply just write role equal to alert. Right, and here simply just print the success message. So to print the message we have to use the session and just write the get. Okay, so to check whether session is present or not, we need to use a hash. After that we need to use success when you want to print that things. All are done. Now just go here and let's refresh. So student added successfully. So if you just go here inside the database and let's refresh, you are getting another data. Right, as we are inserting through the eloquent, we are getting this data also. Right, so all are good. Now suppose I need to add some validation, means when we actually send the submit, it's saying the error, the integrity violation, that is column name cannot be null, means we need to provide a proper validation. So how we can validate the data, right? So we need a proper validation so that user cannot provide the garbage data or wrong data, right? So we have an option to validate. So let's call the validate function. So we are getting all the requests from the $request. So I will validate this request. Request arrow validate. This is the function to validate in Laravel, and inside here I will save all the validation related things. So first of all we are getting name, and for name I am adding restrictions. The name only be required, requi required. Okay, and for email I am just adding a email validation, that is email should be required and will be email type, means it will actually check the email type validation, means normal ABCD will not accept, it will accept the proper email formatted data, right? And then just copy from here, paste it and paste it. So these are the phone and these are the address. Okay, so all the validation is set, and if I just go here and refresh, submit, we are not submitting, means we are not getting the error, but we cannot see the error message. So how user will know why the page is not submitting, right? So let's display the validation message. So simply just go to the add student page and here, let's check here. So here simply write if anything error for name, right? So just write if error inside the name, then it will show the message, right? So just use this type of things, and here, okay, alert. So this time it will be the danger, and if any error in here, so simply print the $message. Okay, so let's see whether we are getting or not. So let's submit. The name is require field. Okay, so in this way, just make for all. So just email, just right here, and for phone also right here, and for address also right here. So let's make the same as the error, right? And for phone we are getting here phone, and for email we are getting here email. Okay, so that's good. Now refresh and submit. So the name field is require, the email is require, the phone is require, and also the address is require. Suppose I'm just adding the name is, suppose anything that is Mark. Okay, so now submit this. So this time it's not showing the name is required, but others are showing these are required. But the problem is I already submitted the name, but when you submit, then message gone, it's very good things, but whatever I entered, these are also gone. These are not true, these are not good actually. So how you can hold the previous data? We have another option in Laravel. We can get the old data also. So in the input type field, just set a value, and inside the value just write here old. Okay, so inside these curly braces simply write old name. Okay, and now refresh. So finally it's showing all are required, and just add the name, that is Mark, and let's submit again. So Mark is not gone, this time Mark is present, and the validation also gone. This should be right. So let's use these things, these are the great things, and just add here. So simply write inside here also, and this time it will be the email. Okay, I will change it. Sorry, this is a name, and for email this is the email. Also just copy for all and then change. Okay, so input type phone, and then not enter name, actually enter address. Okay, so actually while copy paste, that time it's problem. And in the text area we can set in this way, right? So in text area we don't have a value, so right in the this way we can do this. So this is the address and there's a phone. Okay, so all are correct. Now let's submit. Let's add a Mark and submit. So these are gone. Let's add Mark here and let's submit. So please enter an email address. Okay, actually these are showing from HTML5 validation. I want to check from the Laravel, so I just making it a text so that we can understand. That is Mark, and let's submit, and again Mark. So these are not a proper email, so that we need to validate these things. So simply just submit. The email must be a valid email address, so mark@email.com. this time it validate. Okay, so now let's add some phone numbers. We can understand how validation is working. Mark's address. Okay, let's submit. So student added successfully, and if you just go here, another entry is done, that is mark email. Okay, so these are actually the add section of student. Now just go to the back, you can see the list. Okay, so next we need to do the edit and delete operation. So now first do the edit operation, then we'll do the delete operation. So let's create a link here. So simply just go to the list and just copy these things so that it will create a good URL or good looking button. So just go here and simply write the anchor tag. So let's copy whole anchor tag and then change, and simply write here edit. Okay, so edit, and instead of add, just call the edit link edit student URL. So just go to the route and let's create another link like add. We'll need edit student. Okay, so just copy this edit student. Okay, and simply write edit, and let's call the edit student function. The interesting thing is when you just going to edit, so we need to go to the particular records. So we need to send with the particular record also. So if I just want to send the particular record, so just write here edit student slash dot, and we'll get the student ID from here. So simply write stu ID, right? And now just go here and you will get, you can see from the bottom left section, this is the edit student 1, is the edit student 2, edit student 3, means we are individually, we can identify which record I am going to edit. So if I just click on this, we are getting this edit student 1, then edit student 2, right? So it is not found, actually I have not created these things, but let's see the link. The link is created. Okay, now just we have a student function, and actually why not found, actually we are passing the ID here, but we are not accepting that ID. So how to accept? So simply write ID. Okay, and actually we will get this ID from the controller, right? So now just go to the controller and create an edit student function. So simply just write here public function, let's see edit student, and let's write edit should be E. So this is a proper naming convention. Edit student is small, and I'm getting ID. So let's use the ID, and using that ID I need to fetch the record. So simply just use these things, and I will use the where condition to fetch the particular record. So simply just use this, and I only one record, so simply write student first, and I will need this where condition, so I will get the particular ID's data, right? So ID and equal, and then pass the ID $ID, right? So we'll get the particular data. So simply just return the $data, you can see. So simply just click on this, we are getting the John's data, and if I want to get the Aruthi's data, then click on this, we are getting the Aruthi's data. Okay, so let's get this data to the edit page. All right, so just like add page, if I want to create the edit page, so simply just go here the add student page, and let's copy this and paste it here. Okay, so just paste. So inside the view I just going to paste and just change the name, that is instead of add student I just going to create edit student. Okay, and I need to call this edit student from the function, right? So these are my controller function. Okay, now just to return view and simply write edit student, and I need to pass the data. So in similar way, just use compact and just pass the data. Good. Okay, so we are getting the data from here, and now inside the edit student I need to see the proper data, right? So just inside the value, right here the data name. Okay, so simply write data arrow name and should be dollar. Okay, data name, and just copy this data email, so right here email. Okay, and data phone, so simply write data phone, and finally data address, right, dollar data address. Okay, now just click on this edit, we'll get the John's record, and we'll get the Aruthi's record, and we'll get the Mark's record. Okay, now change something. So I need to change the action. So instead of save student, I need to add the update student. Instead of add, we need edit. Right, so all are done. Now let's create a function for update student. And actually one thing we need to do when we are getting the edit student here, we just need to add the ID of that thing. So when you submit the form, we need to pass the ID also. So simply write input type hidden, and suppose I am passing the name equal to ID and value equal to the student, or right here student ID, right? So write data ID. So inside the data ID we'll get the student ID. Right, now just go to the routes and create this link. So we will need this type of things, right? So we'll use the post data, and simply just use this URL. So this is the URL, and here instead of save, just write update, and let's call the function, or let's create the function public function update student. Okay, and in the same way we'll get the request also. So simply just use these things, right? Update these things, and also I need the validation. So just go here and write the validation. Also we'll need these type of things also, and all are added, right? So these are added, and also I need the ID. So we are getting ID from here, so simply write ID, and this is the ID. Okay, so let's make the update query. So here simply just call the model, that is the student model, and here right I need to update that data where the ID is this ID. Okay, so simply just write ID, and sorry, then equal, then dollar ID, and actually I need to update these things. So simply write update, and here I just passing the updated data. So in the similar way we'll pass, so don't need to write again. Yes, we need to write again, actually we cannot pass this way. So simply write name, and name will get from the dollar name, and email, so email will get from dollar email, and simply write phone, and phone will get dollar phone, again the address, dollar address. Okay, and finally when we just update the data, we need a message just like this: student added successfully. Instead of student added, student updated successfully. Great. Now just go here, and instead of Mark, we can write Mark Henry, right? And just save this. So student updated successfully. If I just go back, we can get reflection of that things, right? And the last things we left only the delete section. So we'll do the delete operation right now. So just go to the list again and create a similar type of things for delete, and this time here write delete student. Also we need to delete particular record, so just we need the student ID, and the color is red, and the label will be delete. Right, so all are done easily, and I think you can understand actually. And here simply just create another route get, and I will get the get request from the list. So this is the delete student. We will get this ID through the URL, so simply write delete student, and also I need to pass the ID to the controller, so we need this way, and simply write a student controller class, and I have to create a function. So my function will be suppose delete student. Okay, so simply just copy this. So what is the problem? So I missed the semicolon. Delete student, and let's create a function, that is public function delete student, and I have to get the delete student ID, so we need this $ID here. Okay, so by using this ID we'll delete the record. So simply just write here the student, and simply write where. So actually these things where, and finally we'll delete the record, so simply call the delete, and all are done. And let's use these things, return redirect back, and this time success student deleted successfully. Okay, and it will actually return back to the list page, so just like we have done in the session section to display the error message. So let's print into here also. So simply just here add these things. Okay, now just go here and let's refresh. We are getting the delete here. Suppose I am just going to delete the Mark Henry, so simply just click on that, student deleted successfully, and it's deleted. And if you check these things, so it's deleted from the database also. Right, so I think it's very clear to understand, and still if you have any queries about this video, please comment in a below comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe this channel to get more video like this. Please like and subscribe this channel for upcoming video. Thanks for watching this video, and next day we are going to discuss about file upload. Right, so how to upload file using Laravel. Right, so thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. Bye.